Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wonders of Painting. I'm Dr. Detroit. If this is your first time viewing this, I'd like to welcome you all into my personal studio. But if you are a returning student, welcome back. You guys ready to do another fantastic painting? So am I. Let me show you what I have so far. So I've covered this canvas in a thin coat of black gesso. So it's all wet and slick and it's ready to go for us. And I think today we're going to do a little something kind of cool. I think we're going to make like a little cabin in the woods. So to start this, let's go ahead and drop in a nice little sky. So I'm going to take some of the Prussian blue and I'm going to pair that up with a little alizarin crimson. I'm just going to come in here and we're just going to go ahead and drop in a happy little sky. Just a nice little sky. And that little bit of alizarin crimson will make this look really nice. There we go. Alright, so now, for this next part, we're going to wash off our brush a little bit with some odorless paint thinner. And then I'm just going to come back up here, and I'm just going to blend this a little bit. Just blend it. Just make sure that there's not too much paint on there. Okay. Now then, we're going to make a little bit of clouds in there. So we're going to take a little bit of the white and some of that Prussian blue. And we're going to take a little bit more than that. There we go. Alright, so now let's drop in a happy little cloud or two. We'll make like a little straggler. Nice, look at that. There we go. Nice and happy little clouds. Now then, with our little edge tool we're going to use, we're just going to go ahead and come in here, and I'm just going to come in and blend this. We're going to blend this little cloud, make it look like that there's a little bit more happening here. There we go. We'll do the same thing with this one. Just give it a nice little shape. It kind of also gives the cloud a little bit of personality too. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to wash off our brushes in the odorless paint thinner. Shake off the excess. And then just beat the devil out of it. Alright, so now for our next deal, we need to put something. We're going to put the indication that there's a mountain in here. So we're going to take our small scalpel, and we're going to take a little bit of the phthalo blue, take a little bit of that black, and now, where's our mountain going to live? You know what? I think our mountain is going to be right over here. So just take it down and just bring it like that. See that? All you got to do. So let's make another one. It's a little bit of the blue, a little bit of the black, and then just come back in here and just bring it down. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? Now with our other brush, we're going to come back in here and we're just going to smooth it out a little bit. Don't have to worry about too much happening here. There we go. Just blend it. Right. Okay, now let's also wash off the knife as well. I like washing the knife off, don't you? Okay, now what we're going to do next is that next week we got to make a little snowy field. And so to do that, I'm going to go ahead and take some of the titanium, if the game will work with me, and then we're going to take a little bit of that Prussian blue, and then we're just going to go to the bottom of the mountain, and we're just going to bring it in. Look at that. Beautiful. Make it look like that it's been snowing. a nice snowy mountainous area. And it's okay if a little bit goes into the mountain. We don't really care. At this point, we just want something very nice. Now with that same brush, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to fluff up the snow a little bit. Just fluff it up a little. Just fluff it up. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now, next thing we're going to do is that we're going to bring in the fan brush. Now, this is a new tool that we are introducing to the series. The fan brush is probably one of my favorite things to use, because this is also really good for making trees. So that's what we're going to put down next. We're going to put down some nice, happy little trees. So we're going to dip it here in some brown, and we're also going to put it in some cad yellow. And now we're just going to come over here. Where do you want your trees to go? I think my trees are going to live right in this area. We're just going to tap it in. In fact, we're going to make the indication that there is a lot of trees. Now, don't be scared to use the fan brush like this. Always do it nice and firmly. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and give them a little bit more. Let's go ahead and give them a little bit more. There we go. Right. So we do that. And now we're going to come in here, and I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of just some sap green, and I'm going to mix that with some black to give this nice little Christmas vibe. Now, the next thing we're going to do is that we're just going to go ahead, start at the top, and just bring it down. We're not focused on anything, really. Just bring it down. Make the indication that there are some trees back here. I always like looking at trees, especially Christmas trees. And I know that Christmas was a few months ago, but I tell you one thing, if there was a law that said keep your Christmas tree up all summer, I would do that in a heartbeat. Now then, let's come back over here really quick. There we go. Now, the next thing we're going to need to do is this. The next thing that we're going to do is that we need to put a little bit of snow on here. So to do that, we're going to go ahead and take our little edge brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just dip it in some of that white. Some of that nice white, and put a little bit of black in there. And then we're just going to come in here, and we're just going to do a little indication that there's snow on these trees. Just come in, make like a little bit of tree. There we go. Let's also come back over here and put a little bit on the top. We kind of gave that one a little hat, didn't we? Just like one person said, we don't make mistakes, we have happy accidents. There we go. I'll go ahead and put these two as if they're connected. There we go. Okay, next up, I think what we're going to do next is that we're also going to put a little bit of snow on the mountain, but you're probably thinking to yourself, how are we going to put snow on the mountain? Well, very easy. We're going to go ahead and take our scalpel again, and I'm going to run this in some white, and then the thinnest touch of Prussian blue. Now watch this. This is how you make shadows on your mountain. Now, where's your shadow going to be? Let's say it lives right in here. And look at this. Oh, beautiful. There we go. There. Look at that. See, now we've made the indication that there is some snow on the mountain. Now, for that, we are not even going to blend it out or anything, because that's going to be just some newly minted snow. Alright, next up, we're going to go ahead and let's put a little cabin in here, something that would look cool. So we're going to take a little bit of the bright red, some alizarin crimson, and then you got to figure out exactly where your house is going to be, or your little cabin. And I think we're going to do a front shot of this. So let's just let's put the cabin right over here. So I'm just going to make the indication. There we go. It'll go right there. There we go. And if you get a little bump there, that's okay. You can always paint that out later. Alright, now we're going to take that same color that we did. I'm just going to come in here really quick, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in. There we go. Just fill it in. Okay. Now with that small brush, I'm going to go ahead and just fill this in a little bit, but also fix it a little bit, because as you can see, our house is a little bit janky. So let's fix that really quick, because we can make some happy accidents, but sometimes our happy accidents need to be fixed. So I'm gonna go ahead and come in here. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, now next up, we need to use a roof. So to do that, we bring our scalpel back again, and you know what? This roof is going to be kind of a dark color. So we're going to use the alizarin crimson again, and this time I'm going to put a little bit of black in this. Kind of creates this little brownish color. Now, decide where your roof is going to be, and I think our roof is going to start right about here, and then just bring it down. There we go. Let's take that, let's grab that color again, and we'll come over here and do the same exact thing. There we go. And now with the fan brush, we're just gonna come in here and we're just gonna blend this a little bit. There we go. There we are. Look at that. Gorgeous little roof, isn't it? We can also let it come down a little bit here. Beautiful. Alright. Now, the next thing we're going to do is that this is going to be a little snow cabin, so take that same scalpel and we're going to just put a little bit of white on here. Just a little bit. In fact, maybe that was a little too much. Let's go ahead and take a little bit of that. Now, decide exactly where it's going to be, and there it goes. Let's come back. Let's get another bit of white there, and then just nice and easy, like that. Alright, so our roof is looking really good. So I'm going to come back in here and just fill in the areas that didn't get hit. And if you notice too, notice how the darker color came in, so now it looks like that we have a little shadow on there, which is pretty awesome. Alright, next up, let's go ahead and put a little door in there. So I'm going to take, just some Van Dyke Brown. A little bit of Van Dyke Brown, and just make a nice little door right here. There we go. That's because I need a little doorknob right there. There we go. Now then, I think what we're going to do is that we're going to make some footprints in the snow. And for that, we'll need this brush again. And then what we're going to do is that we're going to do this. We're going to take some of the white again. So that's titanium white. And mix it with some black. Not too much. Okay, now we're just gonna make a little indication that there are footprints. Don't have to be too creative with these. You can make them as big or as little as you want. But maybe the person that owns this cabin has gone out to maybe go fish. So we'll just give him some footprints. And last but not least, I think I want to make like a nice little pond in the back. Now to make the pond, we're gonna do a little color combo here. So I'm gonna take a little bit of the phthalo blue, and I'm gonna mix that with a little bit of the black and a little bit of alizarin crimson. It's gonna look really nice. Now then, decide where your lake is gonna be, and I think, let's say it lives right here. Make the indication that there's a nice little pond right over here. Nothing too fancy, just a nice little pond. Just a nice little pond right there. Now, if you want to make the indication that it's actually frozen over, there's a way that you could do this. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to take our signature brush, put a little titanium white on there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lower that a little bit. I'm going to take some of that green, and now we have kind of a minty kind of color. So then maybe the sunlight is right there. Just a nice little line. And as you can see, we've made a very beautiful painting. And that's one of the joys, or the wonders, of painting. In fact, you can make this paint yourself, or this painting yourself. And I will tell you one thing. If you can paint, you can make some awesome, awesome pictures. That's going to do it for this episode of The Wonders of Painting. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you paint along with me, I'd like to see what it looks like. Until next time, everybody, this is Dr. Detroit saying so long from The Wonders of Painting. God bless.